PDP shocks everyone. Damagum confirmed as national chairman. Game over. Anyway, let me read this short excerpt and maybe you can bring us up to speed on what's going on with PDP. Some of us think that it was over for PDP a long time ago, but now they're saying game over. But let's see what they're saying. According to Punch Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party has officially confirmed Umar Damagum as its substantive national chairman. At its 102nd National Executive Committee meeting on Monday, the party resolved that Damagum, who has served as acting national chairman for over a year, be elevated to substantive chairman ahead of the National Elective Convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The PDP's national legal advisor, Kamadin Ajibade, administered the oath of office to him. And that's what they're saying. That has been trending recently, but I wanted to know if you can bring us up to speed. What's going on with PDP? So I saw somebody saying something with regards to Wike is now exonerated or something like that. I'm not sure. But I really thought it was over for this party. What's going on, sir? Share us.
Thank you very much. Well, until never say never, and whatever happened 10 minutes here there could be a long time because something may develop momentarily or moments later that will let you know that politics and politicians are unpredictable. Politics itself as a phenomenon is unpredictable. Nothing is final because it is always project in progress. And for politicians, if they tell you, oh, this is where they all stand at this moment, just watch it because things could change and they will find every opportunity, every justification to explain away things that do not really add up. That said, I think there is some element of confusion there when that screaming headline talks of shock or exoneration for whoever, or saying that PDP has reinvented itself. It's a party that is still bleeding and will continue to bleed. And you never can trust whatever has come out of today's National Executive Council meeting held earlier in the day. And then remember that the same party had criticized through its governors forum and the stakeholders meeting elsewhere, I think in Zamfara, saying that slamming the ruling government. But if anybody is going to use Jason Wike, the controversial Minister of the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, FCT, as a yardstick for what is going on, then PDP may have succeeded at really convincing no one that is going to position itself as an effective opposition to the government that is in power in Nigeria, that is the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. Why do I say that? In spite of the avowals of Jason Wike, who has been the worst I want to be careful about my choice of words, but then it's been a kind of agent provocateur in the People's Democratic Party, serving as a minister in the government that he is supposed to be opposed to politically. A government that, or a political party in power, which he criticized a few months before, he was denied the opportunity of evolving as the presidential standard bearer for People's Democratic Party. Then he had lost to one-time Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. And then from what we were later told by one of the minders of that presidential campaign in 2023, that is Kogi State-born Senator Dino Melaye, that even after Jason Wike had lost the presidential ticket, he made frantic efforts to come on board as the running mate to Atiku Abubakar, but he was snubbed, turned down, although he was shortlisted, but eventually nobody was comfortable with his kind of politics, so he was dropped. And then he embraced bitterness, the way that has never been seen in the politics of Nigeria, hitherto. And it got so venomous that the entire political space got fouled up, did everything to frustrate the success of his own political party, alongside some other people who call themselves Group of Five, G5. So this G5, sometimes they try to shoot each other's noses off. Sometimes Wike criticizing Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State, who is known and who is known to be unpretentious about his presidential ambitions. But in 2023, Sheyi Makinde, Jason Wike, and others were amongst those who campaigned for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, did everything possible to suppress the will and votes of their the citizens of their state, to make sure that they voted for opposition party APC. And then the story of what came thereafter is well known. How Bola Ahmed Tinubu finally won the presidential race in Nigeria. And Wike has come out to say that he would do everything to see a return of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the second time. So is he going to, he's never known to be a man that will act with honor, although he pretends to have some, to having some measure of honor, but he is not completely honorable. So, because he criticized APC before, he criticized Buhari, but later he turned around to be their the chief campaigner, the champion for whatever APC would want to do for Nigerians. And he's been deeply seated in that administration. He's been throwing all kinds of mud and all kinds of slings against whoever will criticize the APC, even from the fold of PDP. So tell me, from today's decision, zoning, because the major thing that evolved from the decision, it was not even the emergence of Damagum as the de facto chairman now. The major thing that emerged, a major decision there, was that the presidential ticket of PDP has now been officially zoned to the southern part of Nigeria. So Wike, that is already committed to making his mega bucks, serving, with unchecked powers and excesses, controlling openly the instrumentality of the judiciary in Nigeria, and boasting and supplying false intelligence to the central government in Nigeria to undermine a sitting administration in his home state of Rivers State, and encouraging everybody to pledge allegiance, and allegedly masterminding the manipulation of local government elections, council elections in the FCT to the favor of sitting APC. So that somebody whose party will be having enough strong spine to oppose the APC. So as the game unfolds, it will be a matter of interest for all of us to just look at their magical permutations, their magical manipulations, the tricks they will be pulling out from their bags next. I do not see this as Liberation Day or moment of assurance to Nigerians that PDP has now been repositioned. No, it's still bleeding, and there is no sincerity in the way that party is trying to connect with the vast majority of Nigerians, if not the critical mass of Nigerian citizens. This is just simply the truth. As much as they try to provide some clarity to make some progress, they are digging themselves into a sort of quagmire, and it's so difficult to get a clear picture from what has emerged. Wike is still there, Makinde is still there. So, how are they going to position themselves to wrestle the ticket from the APC, which they serve so willingly? So, if anything, Damagum himself had been accused in the past of being somebody that is being puppeteered by the ruling APC. So, maybe we haven't seen the end of the game. But for me personally, I just see them as not being clear-headed and not having no sense of direction and being confused and trying to just play or take Nigerians for suckers. Quite unfortunate.
All right. Thank you so much. Do us a favor. Join the conversation in the chat. Hit the like button. Share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We're going to move on to some other stories around the world. We'll be right back.